Like from 14 on up, this is probably like the best one, or the 23 to me. The 17, bruh, this is it. This is perfect.
Give me like your, I don't know, top 5, since it's a Jordan channel, top 5 Jordans of all time.
Ooh, top 5 Jordans.
And hopefully I got them.
I think you got these. Let's see. I would say I'm gonna put the Ginger 16 at the 5. I know you got those.
Yep. Let's pull them up so you can help me here. It's the one below, right. The one you're pulling.
Okay. So when I was working, I want to say Finish Line. So Finish Line 2001, my first shoe store job. Michael Jordan came back to the league. This was the first game shoe that came to stores when I was working in a shoe store. So this was Finish Line, Northgate Mall in Cincinnati. This was the first game shoe. I remember nobody at the time really wanted these. I think the 16 game shoe was still kind of weird to people because now the retro craze is kicked off. So people were really after retro, even though I think at the time they were only doing like 2 or 3 retros a year. Mm-hmm. So this shoe kicked off. It bombed. Nobody was really wearing these, but I ended up buying a pair. And when I bought a pair, a lot of people didn't like these, but I just love the color. It was ahead of its time. Michael was wearing them, so I also thought that was cool, and the fact that he was playing for a new team. So I always liked that. This and that cherry one was always dope for me. So, but now looking back at it on how people like religiously like is on this shoe, it's just cool to see. But at the time when I was wearing it, I was made fun of. Going to Mount Healthy High School with, your team colors are black and red. And so you're wearing this and people are like, well, what are you doing? So this is my number 5. Yeah, so number 4, I'm going to do, let's do the College Blue 17s.
Yep.
So this shoe was, once I was already in like the shoe game, it's 2002 at this point. So this was a big deal because Michael is wearing it, but no one knows what it is. And back then, you ain't have HD TV, so you can kind of see, but you don't really know what he's wearing. So when Nike put out the press release for this shoe, I remember the Eakins was showing me this, and they were just crazy. I think they're still crazy in 2019 to see. Being with the leather, the story about the jazz music, the shroud. I mean, the Most Def commercials. I can go on and on about this sneaker. This sneaker is the shit. Back then, it's the shit now. And the fact that it's the first $200 sneaker, that was huge back then. I remember doing the release, and I think I sold 2 pairs that day. A lot of people came to the store to see what all the fuss was about. But man, this shoe severely needs a retro.
So why is that? Why has it not? We've seen the 16, we've seen the 15.
I mean, they dabbled with it with the countdown pack, and they did that
Marcus
Croc
Jordan
one. Yeah, they did the Marcus Jordan. But why? I really don't know, because this is like one of those. I mean, it's just one of the coolest shoes. Like, you know how people always say like, people like Jordan's like 14 on down. Like from 14 on up, this is probably like the best one, or the 23 to me. The 17, bruh. This is it. This is perfect. Wow. Even with the briefcase.
Yeah, 200 was a bit too much even then. Like
back then,
like retail for sneakers now, 190. Like we're getting there, man. All right, so number 3. Like
number 3, I already got it in my head.
Yeah.
Really, it should be the Olive 9. You got an Olive 9?
No, I don't.
No,
I got the white and black 9, and then they're just retros. I'm trying to like complete that OG set right there.
I might show you some love and give you mine, man. I got a 2002 Olive at the house.
Is it DS?
It's not DS.
Man. Yo, shout out real quick. We got Swoops in the building. He was on one of my other Sneaker Reminisce videos. You guys can check that out, or I'll pop the video up here. But
right.
Yeah, welcome to Stockton.
Thank you, man.
One of the Forbes named it the most deadliest, or or most dangerous city in the United States. What was it? A couple years ago. But,
yeah, I just saw something yesterday that said it's number 10 now.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So,
but I live
working on it.
I live on the nice side of town.
Yeah, so we here with you. So you know we gonna take care of us. We're gonna take care of us out here. You know.
Shout out to Swoops, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Room crazy.
Yeah, last time I saw him, we did the SP Gina.
SP Gina's, yeah.
So we did the SP Gina release. If you guys want to see that video, you know, pop the card up here. But yeah, that was
the Bascom. That was the Bascom. This was Bascom. It actually wasn't even the release. It was when they redid the store. Remember?
Yeah.
So it was the ones that came out like a month early or 2 weeks early before the original drop. Remember? Yeah. It was for Bascom.
And I had her sign it too, so it's pretty cool. She's a cool lady.
She's a cool lady, man. I see her all the time now. She retired now, so I see her all the time. She's a good lady. That's a dope shoe.
All right, Dave.
All right, so we don't have an olive 9. That's okay, but this is a good number 3 because it is yet to be retro and Jordan Brand. Y'all need to fix the paint on these. Y'all need to bring this one back right here. So, cool story with this one. The Flint Retro 9. So this one was when they first did the 9 in 2002, I believe. The first colorway was the black and white. So when we released the black and white when it Finish Line, another one of my collectors, my guy Noli walked in with this one. And this was before like leaks on the internet. So when Noli walked in, when we're releasing the black and white pair, and he walks in with these, the entire line is like, yo, what are those and when do these come out? And Noli was like, well, they'll be out in like sometime later this year. But when he walked in the store with these on, dog, I mean, they're perfect. The Flint gray, the French blue,
We're still waiting on that retro too.
Man, these is it right here, man. One of the cleanest Jordan 9s, probably right outside of the cool gray. And I'll give this the edge over the cool gray because cool gray already been out, 1 or 2 times. So this is the number 3 right here for me.
Oh man. So yeah, we're going over his top 5. I know it's hard to narrow it down too because there's so many stories, so many different pairs, but we're gonna keep it Jordan because this is a Jordan channel, and hopefully I got everything that you. It's gonna be simple because
I know the other 2, so I need a Jordan 2, white, black, red.
Okay, so we gotta go back over here.
All right, so we over here.
Yep, it goes 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, all the way
perfect.
across.
So we're gonna go to the 2 right here.
And these I just recently had to. You're pulling out the 95s, but these I had to recently put them in plastic because, you can handle it however you want now because it's not gonna like crumble.
Yeah, so we're gonna be delicate. So, what number we at?
We're at the
number 2.
Number 2.
Oh well, ironically, I have the Jordan 2s at the 2 spot. Why? Well, the Jordan 2 is my favorite Jordan sneaker of all time. And a lot of people are like, well, why is that? First of all, a company like Nike and Michael Jordan, the fact that you don't have a swoosh on this shoe, that's absurd to me, even to this day. I don't care what anybody says. The fact that this doesn't have any swoosh on it, the clean lines, Italian leather, when they weren't even doing Italian leather sneakers back then. So he was basically wearing like a Gucci sneaker on the court. Like, who does that in 1987? Like, no one does that. So the fact that was cool, I believe the inspiration was like a medieval women's boot, I believe. Who was on this shoe? Bruce Kilgore?
Yep.
And if you know Bruce Kilgore, he ended up designing the Air Force One. So, from those aspects, that was dope. But I think the dopest part is people never give the 2 credit for being the shoe when he won his first dunk championship.
Yep.
They always give it to the 3, but before the 3, he jumped from the free throw line in the Air Jordan 2, which is why it's my favorite Jordan of all time, and that's why it's number 2 on this list.
Crazy story about that. I actually tore my Achilles in that shoe.
No.
Yes. Last summer. I tore my Achilles in that exact same shoe. Not that retro, but I can't remember what year it is, but the last retro that came out in that too, I tore my Achilles in that shoe. And I love that shoe too, bro. But I will never put it on again. I'm never putting it on again.
Damn.
All right, and
So what you looking at?
So number one is going to be the 2001 black and red Air Jordan 11. Now I know everybody like 11s, but this one in this particular colorway in this particular year is special for me because this was my very first Air Jordan that I ever had, and I bought with my own money. Before I was always into Jordans, but I never pressured my parents to buy Jordans, so they always bought me, Reebok Sean Kemp's, Reebok Rainman 2s, British Knights, Fila Grant Hills. That was like really like my budget back then before asking my parents to buy me, $100 sneakers. So I remember December 01, I asked my dad, hey, is it okay if I purchase these Jordans? And my dad was like, cool. So this was my first Air Jordan that I ever bought with my own money. And ever since, it's really been on as far as like my Jordans go. So most people don't know that about me, but this was my first one. And so when they come out in December, don't be surprised if I have like 10 pairs. So yeah, these hit home for me right here. And that's my countdown.
So with the 2001, there's a 96, there's a 2012, there's a countdown pack. I mean, which of those flavors you think are the best in your opinion?
The best in my opinion, obviously the 96 pair that's always gonna hold top tier. But I'm gonna have to go with that 2001, man, because when they redid that, the molds were right, the patent was still genuine leather, the mesh was still good. The only difference was maybe like the carbon fiber because it was silver and not the white. But other than that, they were plush. The 2008 Jordan Brand knows that they did those wrong. They even admitted like, yeah, we kind of messed those up. But those were uncomfortable, so I never liked those. The 2012s were cool, but the cut was lower. It wasn't genuine leather. So once Jordan Brand got to the remastering thing, so now we got, they're bringing back the genuine leathers. They're getting the cuts right. They're getting the carbon fibers right. The new one this year will probably be number 3 as far as quality. So the original from 96, 1, the 2001 retro, that'll be 2, and then the one coming this year, that'll be 3. The rest, you can just discard those.
Got it. All right, so guys, that is the video. It's going to be a short video here, but I got to get going too. But anyways, if you guys want to follow Sneaker Dave on Twitter, Instagram.
Yep, all the same.
Okay, cool. Check you guys later.